Hi, and welcome to our channel. I'm Kathy Skipper.
And I'm Florian Bergmeyer.
We bought this land 3 years ago now, and we're finally ready to begin our project. There's 3 acres here, and we'll show you around. So this is a jungle, and we're going to have to get through it. So follow us, and we'll show you this beautiful wild path. The river is a river that flows all year. We're really lucky. It's actually quite low at the moment, which is surprising because we've had loads of rain. It's beautiful. The dogs are just loving the water. Our land, this is the wild part of our land. So we're going to take you and show you obviously the rest of it. It's very overgrown at this time of the year. It's hard to control, and that will be part of our project, is how do we work this land so we keep the wild ecosystems, but we're able to grow things and use it in a way that is a little bit less jungly as well. So let's go on and we'll show you this wild part of the land. It's about an acre. We're at the limit of our land, and it goes all the way back to the river back there, and we'll show you there's some really nice springs there, and it's very, very hot today. Yeah, we wanted to give you an idea of the wildness of this part of the land. So we'll go down to the springs.
So here's, you could say, our ponds, but it's really water coming from springs on our property, forming these pools and then flowing into the river. So it's a paradise within a paradise. There's just such an abundance of water here. We have three different sources of water: the river, the acequia, and the well, and that's incredibly unique.
From the pond down below, this is what actually feeds it. There are a series of these, and they're just beautiful, and they're just yet another thing that we want to tend very carefully and sensitively, but at the same time make access a little bit easier. Maybe plant some things around here that would go well here to filter the water. You know, there's so much we can do, and we're going to have to learn about it, and we're going to have to work on it.
One thing that's really great about our land is that it's this intact, rich ecosystem. These are these berries, they're like gooseberries or cassis. The land is, this lower part is full of them, and we want to harness it and restore it to more plants that we can work with.
I'm clearing this path with the loppers because by the spring pond that's over there, we spotted when we were bushwhacking some wild mint growing very profusely. So I want to clear the path and then clear the willows so that the mint has got a chance to really take over that area, and we can then distill it. And it's a different mint from the mint that we wild harvest and distill already. So it's nice to have several different wild mints. That's the aim of this path. We are distillers, as you'll find out more and more in this channel, and we distill plants for essential oils. We distill wild mint, which we collect somewhere else, but I've just noticed this is a beautiful mint here. I'm going to have to botanize it because it's different from the spearmint that we usually harvest. It's a very different plant. It smells gorgeous. It grows here. We'd really like to encourage it to grow much further. So, you know, this is the whole story of sort of clearing bits and encouraging the plants we want, and keeping some of the weeds and the over enthusiastic willows and things back a bit. That's really one of the things we're going to have to work on this land. So we've come out of the wild part, which is in that direction, and you can see the land above us. So that white house is the tiny house that we plan on renovating, although I personally don't have any renovating skills. I'm going to have to learn them. But you can see there's sort of just over 2 acres of land that isn't wild, that will ultimately be cultivable.
So we've had different thoughts about what to do with this house. At first we wanted to get rid of it, but now we've decided to fix it up because it's really perfect. It's got many of the basics, it's got the bones, but it needs a complete renovation. So we gutted it last fall. I ripped out for 3 days all the sheetrock insulation, which was more mouse poop than insulation. And so now we have, you could say, the blank canvas from which to build something new. So let me show you the inside. So it's a tiny house. We're going to put some sliding glass doors in it, put a window on the back side, seal it off, insulate it, make sure that the mice can't come in again. and make it our little crash pad. Have a little bed, a little kitchen area, composting toilet, a shower, and then we'll collect the gray water from the shower. So here we are. This is going to be our little base of operations.
So when we got this place, it was infested with mice. As Florian said, he had to, take out more mouse poop than insulation when we gutted the hard walling. The project next is to renew the windows, sliding doors or glass doors, and then it'll be Operation Mouse. And so we've read a lot about how to stop mice coming into this type of building. We have to block all the tiny little indentations that happen from the form of the metal. We can do that with metal wool. So we'll be trying that. We're going to have to go under the house and make sure that there's no way in underneath. So once we've got the windows in, that's going to be our concentration. It's probably going to take a while because we're up against big mouse problem.
So one of the big decisions that's foundational is where to add the windows. We have a sliding glass door, which we'll either put facing south, a little bit southwest, or north, a little bit northeast. This would give us a view of the river. This would give us a view of the neighborhood. So we've decided only to put that one in. We were looking for two for a while, but I think it would make it too hot and too cold in winter. Then we want to put a window in the back here to illuminate the kitchen with natural light.
Made an executive decision, which was we needed to wear a mask in here because there's so much mouse poop, and in New Mexico, hantavirus is very much a thing. And Florian gave me the numbers that 38% of people with hantavirus die. So we're getting the last of the mouse poop out with a mask on. Wisest thing.
So this garage was here on the land when we got the land, and it's been really useful. We're using it as a storage facility. We can lock things up. We can keep things that we don't know where else to put them. So, and it means we don't have to bring things here from our storage unit or from the Earthship. Things are here, we can use them. So the questions that I have about this are, is it very heavy? Because we're going to have to get it down to the tiny house. How do you think we're going to do that? We're going to lower the canopy, load it on the back of the truck. Someone stand in the back, hold it so it doesn't get shaken and break, drive it down, and then unload it. And this is, I measured it, I think it's 80 inches tall, so it's exactly the right size. Okay. And they're still separate, so once it's in there, then we'll put the other one in because it makes it heavy. Well, that's my other question. Is it difficult to get the other door in? No. Okay. And my other question is, what tools and hardware do we need to cut the hole in the tiny house and to put this in? Well, first we got to measure it and then mark it, and then we have to change the frame of the 2x4s. Probably double reinforce it. Yeah. There isn't a 2x4 on top, but we should do one because these holes here, you screw that into the 2x4. So you're going to make a list of the things we need, like the hardware, the materials, and the tools. Okay, that's great. Well, it's going to be a good one. And this looks like it's an exterior grade one. Yeah. We'll have to clean it all. Yeah. So what I did the last few days took a lot longer than I thought. I cleaned all the studs, taking the nails and drywall screws out. And then over here, I realized where we're going to put the large sliding glass door, we need wood on top here, and it's not there. And these boards, these 2x4s are cut at a weird angle. So, and I've also taken out the electric, so because this is where the glass door is going to go. So cleaned up the studs, removed the nails. Yeah, there's a lot more to do. The other thing that if I can show you, if you go back a little bit further, there must be a leak or something because this one 2x4 is completely rotted out up there, and we're going to replace that and figure out where the leak is. I think I figured out where the leak is, but we still need to replace that. So that's what we achieved this week. These beautiful milkweed smell amazing. It's like a top-end natural perfume. And a few years ago, we put them in white wine, macerated them in white wine,
took them out and then distilled the white wine, and it made a beautiful hydrosol. Maybe we'll do that again, probably not this year because we're so busy, but aren't they beautiful? And if videos could smell, you'd be blown away. Here we're going to be creating an aromatic plant garden, but the first thing we have to do is have somewhere to stay when we're on the land. So first part of the project is restoring that tiny house you can see in the background.